Bitcoin started off the year and the month very, very strong. As I covered, it was at 93,000, I think, January 3rd. It's up to 97,000 and change as of January 15th. A very strong start to the year. However, there are some things that I would like to cover that I've said in the past that I would like to bring up as reason and logic to kind of beware of what's happening. Things are going up. If you own Bitcoin, great. If you own Ethereum, great. But I'm going to be the voice of reason today and talk about what is on the table, what is in front of us, not behind us. Because as you all know, the things in front of us are the things that pay the bills. Can we get the forward-looking stuff correct? And if not, how do we adjust to being wrong? This is what I'm going to cover in this video today. And welcome to this video and stay tuned because I'm going to get into price action. I'm going to cover a little bit. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And if you have any questions, comments, please do comment in the video, and I answer everybody, and I answer you guys all quickly. Like, subscribe also for content like this: commodities, currencies, debt, equities, Bitcoin, crypto. I cover it all. This channel covers it all, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get logic and truth from me, and nothing sugar-coated. So let's dive in. Bitcoin, as I said on my last video, which I will link at the end of this video or in the comments below, that I was expecting a retest line of the Gaussian midline. Well, let's see what we're doing here. As we zoom in here, we are getting a perfect 97K retest. And if we come down to the RSI, which is a measure of strength, we're getting a nice retest of the RSI midline. The RSI midline, Bitcoin will flirt with that. If we go back to 2022 and just look at let's just look at the RSI. How, it was forming this wedge pattern throughout the bear. That's a falling wedge. It's a bullish pattern, but you're going to have to wait for a year for that to resolve. And so it was lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. And that's what forms the wedge, okay? And as you can see, it flirts with that 50. It flirts with the 50 and then it broke, and then it supported, then it flirted with 50 as a breakthrough of resistance, but no, that 54 acted as resistance. And then we came all the way down. That 54 acting as resistance is similar to what we see today. And I said in the past that I would expect a 50. I would even expect it to come over to 54. And I could expect it to come up as high as 61 or 60. I don't expect this wedge to be broken so early. And so if we come up to 61, 62, I would expect that to be around 107 to 110 Bitcoin. Okay, and that's going to get everybody bullish again in a 2026, 2022, 2014, 2018 year. That's a little bit risky. So I'm managing my risk. I'm staying rational and I'm observing. And I also wanted to say that the things in front of us are Iran. The last time the U.S. invaded Iran, I think the markets dropped. When there's an invasion, markets tend to drop first because of fear. They rush to bonds or rush to money markets. Actually, the money market mutual funds, there's over like 7.8 trillion, like the highest ever in money market funds right now, which are basically cash instruments. So the global market is in cash. That's what it's saying to you. So they're risk off. So if things escalate in Iran, which it looks like they're going to, we might see pullbacks in Bitcoin and risky assets like stocks, commodities, etc. Also, macroeconomics is a conduit of risk. And I'm talking about tariffs now, as well as the legal. They kind of go together. But I'm also talking about tariffs in April 2025. You guys all remember that. That was the tariff nuke. Everybody thought the bull run was over. I said, no, the bull run's not over. There's a cycle and it ends in October. That's what I thought. So in April 2025, the tariffs represented a significant uncertainty event. And that's what pretty much nuked the markets, right? And the markets came back. The tariffs were a liquidation event. They were a buy the fear event. But there's also a tariff event coming up soon. It was supposed to be yesterday that I did a short and a long video on the judgment of the tariffs from the Supreme Court of the United States. A judgment against Trump and the tariffs, Trump does say he has a backup plan for that, but a judgment against would be bearish to me, and a judgment for would obviously be bullish because the expectation is that these judgments are going to be against him. That's the expectation, 73% chance. So there's an outcome that says if the judgments are against him, the market probably won't nuke because it's expected. And then there's an outcome that to me says that if there's a judgment against the tariffs, the market will nuke because, it's a fear-based outcome and it has some significant repercussions. Altogether, these are the risks that we have to assess and live with if we're going to be trading and investing in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So, do I think that this is a head fake to 97? I'm 50-50. I leveraged the 2022 outcome right over here where it was a head fake. And the past is not predictive. The past is not an indicator of future results present or future by any means. But this happened. And then that happened. And then a long accumulation process. And then we entered the Gaussian. And that was kind of entering the Gaussian out of a bear market is very bullish, even though it's red. And it will still spend 2, 3, 4 months there. And then it will exit, peek its head out, come back in, fake out, and then it's off to the races. So that's what I would expect. I'm not in any hurry to buy Bitcoin or crypto. I did establish some positions in shitcoin, Gunzilla, and Truflation, but I have no expectations of those. I don't expect Truflation to do anything. I think their management is a bunch of boring geeks. They're not supporting their coin at all. But I like their business model, and I'm always going on fundamentals. Fundamentally sound. Fundamentally, are they earning money? Yes. Are they earning a lot of money? No. But fundamentally, the banks have it, Tom Lee has it, Anthony Pompliano has it, everybody knows it, my asset manager cousin in Florida, his colleagues have it, everybody has Truflation. Damn, I should be buying 3 million cap Truflation. However, I don't expect Truflation to do anything. So this is not financial advice, I'm not your financial advisor, I'm just pointing out that they are actually a legitimate company, as well as Gunzilla. So I'm making a couple bets there. I still don't have a lot of Bitcoin. I still kept some just for the moon value, but that's going to be it. Share your comments, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.